Helicopter out of the sky, and I guess that was the end of that. We've still... Alright. Let's go, guys. It is time for iCast, your freaking awesome replays, and it is the final game of today's show. The challenge was the Florencio natural, where players had to expand to the corners of the map. Down here at the bottom right-hand side in the red, the Zerg player representing Taste the Bacon. It is Butzelbear. And up here in the top left-hand side, the Zerg player in the blue. It is Eugene. More like Poogene. There's not a lot of things that rhyme with Eugene. Have you guys ever had a friend whose name is Eugene and you try to give them nicknames? It's very tough. It's very tough. I have a mate called Eugene. I'm always like, Poogene, and that's it. That's the best I can come up with every time. If you guys in chat can help me out, please give me some more insults for him. I need something that rhymes with his name. I need a nickname or an insult or something. If you guys want to get your replays in for next week, don't forget, guys, the challenge is up, as always, for next week's ICYFAR. So it is an iCast, your freaking awesome replays show, where I cast replays no matter what league you are. We haven't had many team game submissions lately, so if you play a team game with some friends and you all play the challenge, that's amazing as well. The current challenge is bit by bit. Pull workers into every major assault and send your submissions through to Eon Blue as per always. Bit by bit, of course, a famous guy who made it to like the top 16 of one of the early GSLs by just pulling his workers every single game with like the dumbest all-ins you could possibly see. An absolute fucking legend of his day for being terrible at the game and making it way further than he should have. Hats off to that guy. To be fair, everybody sucked at the game in the early days because they were still just figuring it out. But hey, Butzelbear is going to go take the corner base over here. Not bad. Eugene going for the more standard expansion. And there are queens on the way for both players. But Eugene's queen a little bit slower here. And he's also down a couple drones. So Butzel being a little bit more efficient so far. Did this Overlord fucking see this? No, it went that way. Okay. Alright. Thank you very much, Hot Sauce Party, for the 5-month resub. Rejoining the pigsty, rolling around in the mud and having a bit of fun. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got some more nickname suggestions here for my mate Eugene. Billy Jean, Bob Boobween, Poutine, Poutine, Hygiene, or lack thereof. Yeah, these are all pretty bad. Huge Peen. That's not an insult, though, unfortunately, Golf Flask. It's creative, though, so I'll pay it for creativity. This queen's gonna come down. She says, "Stop fucking looking at me hatchery. It's innocent. I don't want you fucking spoiling it with your eyes." The Overlord says, "I wasn't going to touch it. I was just watching. And I'm on me pervert pillar." She's like, "Where'd you go? Ha! This is the equivalent of the Overlord just hopping into a cupboard. Meanwhile, Butzelbear says, 4 slow Zerglings. What is an appropriate amount of defense? I'm going to build 3 evolution chambers and 2 tentacle boys behind them." So Butzelbear here with the appropriate response to the Zerglings. I like it. I like the creativity. Meanwhile, this Overlord continuing to just watch from the fucking shadows. This is that moment, you know, where in TV the person just fucking hops in a dumpster and the police are like, "Where'd they go?" And they're like, they just drive off. That's what this Overlord did. This queen, not the brightest. She, not a graduate of science school. Another one of Abatha's mentally deficient creations. You know what they say, right, guys? You want to surround yourself with the best possible people because you are the average. You are the sum of your fucking social grouping. Abatha doesn't believe in that. Abatha loves to be the smartest guy in the room, so he's purposely made every Zerg unit about as stupid as he possibly could. And that's why he gets to feel like such a fucking genius all the time. It's also why Banelings like to blow up on queens, why queens are too stupid to figure out how to fucking get an Overlord over there to spot the high ground. It's why Zerglings like hugging Banelings, and Ultralisks like getting stuck on mineral lines. Butzelbear has the hatchery scouted and just picks up the drones. In the drop lord that was waiting, Butzelbear, I think, might be a fucking genius. I don't know what's happening right now. Eugene's pretty confused. Eugene's like, "I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to build some spiny crawlers." Meanwhile, Butzelbear's like, "One base Spire. Let's fucking go for the 1 base muta while I build spines in your main base." Oh no! Oh, he trapped his drone, so he had to cancel it. That's fucking hilarious. Meanwhile, Eugene, who saw the drop head off in that direction, has basically said, okay, Zerglings, what was that? And the Zerg hive mind says, which way did the drop go? And they go, that kind of way, over there. The hive mind says, but where could they possibly go from there? I think maybe they're just going home. They definitely couldn't get into my main base. I'm definitely not going to scout it or keep an eye out for it because, I mean, realistically, there's so many directions and so many different things that drop alert could have been doing. I'm not going to worry about it. Let's build some more spine crawlers at the front. I think that's a solid strategic maneuver. Speaking of solid strategic maneuvers, and indeed a solid fucking wall of tentacles about to siege up your main, Eugene's suddenly deep in Dick Town. He is in a fucking terrible position right now as Butzelbear's spine crawler assault is joined by a couple of Flappy Birds. No one understands the physics on this skin. They've got fucking holes in their wings. What are these, speed holes or some shit? That makes no sense. How the fuck are they even staying airborne? That shit's crazy. Abatha up to his crazy games again. Looks like Eugene went for a Spire as well, but is supply blocked right now. These Muters deciding to take a few Spore shots there, but Jesus, the spawning pool's going to go down, the lair's going to go down, the Mutmuts, oh fuck me, deciding to eat a couple of spores. They say, I like getting a bit of acid fucking shot into me face. Probably not the brightest idea from the Mutmuts. Oh no, keeps on losing these Mutmuts to that fucking Spore Crawler, man. Probably better to just move the spines in there, dude. Butzel is going to take out the main base, though, and that's about as arousing as it gets. How many Muters have we got? We've got 5 Muters here for Butzel. He's going to catch the Muters popping out for Eugene. He's going to start engaging them, but too many Muters coming out, I think. Oh, look at that micro from Eugene. Pulls back the red hit point Muter and attacks his own extractor. Amazing micro. Eugene pulling out the big fucking huge micro plays there. It was the start of a brilliant maneuver, pulling back the red hit point Muter, luring the enemy Muters to the spores, and then I noticed he was shooting his own extractor, and I was like, almost a really sick move. So close. The Spire's gonna fall. Fuck me. Tentacles of death, man. They all go down, but not before ravaging Eugene's tech. No more Spires being put down. And it's just these 7 Muters. There's an 8th one on the way, but Eugene can't build shit right now. Eugene's like, fuck this shit, man. And Butzelbear with the fucking amazing proxy hatch, a 1-base triple evo double spine wall off into the 1-base Muter plus spine drop. Makes it happen with a short yet sweet, beautiful strategy. Hats off to you, Butzelbear, you creative motherfucker. I bet you felt bloody good after that game. I know I would have. GG, well played. My favorite part, of course, is, you know, I made fun of Eugene for not figuring out, well, you saw those drones load up and go to your main. Why didn't you figure it out? I mean, realistically, who thinks of a couple of fucking drones in an overlord as a threat, right? Who thinks, you're like, it's a couple of drones in an overlord. That can't do anything. Well, I think next time Eugene sees a couple of drones loading into an overlord and heading towards his main base, he's going to be a little bit more on his toes about it. But actually, there's a really fucking ridiculous thing that could happen. Underestimated the power of the drone drop. So, does get punished a little bit for that one. GG, well played. Hats off. Hats off to both of the players there in that game. And amazing couple of games today. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to get your replays in for next week. As always, it's a weekly show. Anyone's league of replays are selected. Yes, I'll probably make a bit of fun of you, but it's all in good fun. It's not really about shitting on players' skill as it is about making as many dumb, dirty, inappropriate, and silly jokes as possible while watching some very abnormal StarCraft games and reminding us that StarCraft isn't necessarily always about playing like Maru, because that's a quick way to realize how much worse you are than Maru. When you're spine dropping, you're not looking at the game afterwards and saying, I was 46 seconds late on my spine drop. If I was Rogue, he would have hit this faster and more efficiently. No, you're too busy giggling and fucking just loving the joy of doing some abnormal strategies. It's a great way to mix it up, so get your replays in for next week. The challenge is, of course, linked there in the YouTube description as well as in chat. It is bit by bit. Pull your workers into every major assault. Doesn't have to be all your workers. Could just be a handful of them. But we want to see some Operation Human Shield, kind of just grab your drones, throw them in front, get them massacred every single time. Good luck, have fun, guys. Send your replays in. I'll see you all next week. That's the end of the YouTube.